In this video we explore the Buddhist perspective to always maintain positivity, inner peace and true happiness. First, never share your anger and hatred. Imagine your anger as a wildfire raging uncontrollably, consuming the tender blossoms of your inner peace. Buddhist wisdom warns us. Anger is a corrosive force, a poison that clouds our mind and burns the bridges of compassion. The Buddha himself spoke of anger as a hindrance, a turbulent emotion that, when shared, only multiplies suffering. When we allow anger to escape into our interactions, it disrupts not only our own serenity but also casts shadows upon the lives of others. Picture a delicate candle flame. Even a slight gust of wind can extinguish its light. In the same way, sharing your anger with the world can dim the luminous flame of your inner calm. Instead, hold your anger within as one might hold a hot coal, knowing that if released, it will only bring pain. Transform that burning energy through mindfulness and loving kindness. As you sit in silent meditation, let the heat of anger dissolve into the cool embrace of compassion. This is not suppression but a gentle alchemy, turning destructive fire into a healing warmth that nourishes the spirit. Remember these words. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. When you choose not to share your anger, you are not hiding your true feelings, you are nurturing the seed of peace that lies dormant within you, waiting to blossom in its own time. In moments when anger arises, pause, breathe, and reflect. Let the silence speak for you, and allow your heart to guide you toward forgiveness. In keeping your anger to yourself, you protect the delicate balance of your inner world, creating a reservoir of calm that can sustain you through life's inevitable storms. Second, never share your attachments. Consider the fleeting beauty of a cherry blossom, a momentary bloom that gracefully falls to the ground, destined to become part of the earth once more. This is the essence of impermanence. Buddhist teachings remind us that attachment is the root of suffering, chaining us to a cycle of loss and regret. To share your attachments, whether to material possessions, transient relationships, or fixed ideas about who you are, is to invite suffering into your life. Attachments bind us like invisible chains, anchoring our hearts to things that are ever changing. When we cling too tightly, we deny ourselves the freedom to flow with the natural rhythm of life. Just as water flows freely down a river, so too must our hearts learn to let go, embracing each moment as it comes. Buddha taught that clinging is the cause of dukkha, the inevitable suffering of existence. By not sharing your attachments, you are choosing to safeguard the purity of your inner world. This act of non-attachment is not a call for indifference, rather, it is an invitation to cherish experiences without being ensnared by them. Imagine a leaf floating on a gentle stream. It does not fight the current, it simply embraces its journey, knowing that every twist and turn is part of a larger, ever-unfolding tapestry. When you hold your attachments quietly within your heart, you allow yourself to experience life in its full, unburdened glory. You learn to appreciate beauty without being consumed by longing, to celebrate success without the sting of envy, and to accept loss with grace and equanimity. Each moment you refrain from sharing your attachments, you build a space within where true freedom can reside. In that sacred space, you become more present, more open to the ever-changing wonders of life. Embrace the art of letting go, and let your inner light shine unencumbered by the weight of clinging. Third, never share your ego and self-importance. Now, let us turn our gaze inward to the subtle realm of the ego, the quiet voice that whispers, "I am separate." This ego, though seemingly a part of us, is but a fleeting illusion, a shadow that distorts the clear light of truth. Buddhist wisdom teaches that the ego is a barrier to true understanding, an illusion that creates divisions and hinders the flow of compassion. When you share your ego with the world, you broadcast a message of separation, a declaration that I stands apart from the rest. This self-importance fosters pride and breeds conflict, both within your own heart and in your interactions with others. It is like a mirror that reflects a distorted image, obscuring the reality of our interconnected existence. The Buddha urged his followers to look beyond the self, to realize that the I we cling to is not the true essence of our being. Instead, our true nature is boundless, an ocean of compassion and wisdom that connects us with every living soul. When you keep your ego hidden, like a secret kept deep within your heart, you allow this universal truth to emerge. Imagine standing in a vast field under a starry sky. The ego is like a solitary star, shining brightly but isolated. In contrast, when you dissolve the barriers of self-importance, you become part of a celestial tapestry, an intricate web where every star is interconnected, contributing to a magnificent, unified whole. By not sharing your ego-driven thoughts, you free yourself from the chains of comparison and competition. You begin to see that true strength lies not in asserting your individuality but in embracing the collective beauty of our shared existence. In this humble state, your inner light grows, nurtured by the gentle realization that you are a vital thread in the fabric of life. Hold your ego tenderly within you, not as a trophy to be displayed, but as a lesson in humility. Allow it to recede into the background, so that the gentle voice of the universal self can speak. In that sacred silence, you will find that your true self is not defined by separation but by the limitless love that unites us all. Fourth, never share harmful speech and gossip. Words, dear friends, are like seeds, once sown. They can grow into lush gardens of beauty or thickets of sorrow. The Buddha's teachings on right speech remind us of the incredible power our words hold. When we share harmful speech or indulge in gossip, we scatter seeds of discord that can blossom into misunderstandings and pain. Consider the gentle ripple caused by a single drop of water in a tranquil pond. Now imagine that ripple multiplied endlessly, disturbing the serene surface. Harsh words and careless gossip do much the same. They disrupt the stillness of the mind and fracture the delicate balance of our relationships. Buddhist wisdom calls upon us to speak only when our words are true, kind, and necessary. By keeping harmful speech to ourselves, we create a sacred space where compassion and understanding can flourish. Let your words be like a soft breeze that soothes rather than a gust that uproots. In moments when you feel the urge to speak ill or spread gossip, pause and listen to the silence within. That silence is the language of wisdom, a reminder that sometimes the most powerful message is conveyed not through words, but through quiet presence and mindful reflection. Imagine a garden, where every harsh word is a weed that chokes the life out of tender blooms. By refraining from sharing negativity, you become the diligent gardener who nurtures the flowers of love, respect, and truth. Let your speech be a source of healing, a gentle, deliberate act that brings light into the lives of others. In choosing silence over harmful speech, you honor the profound responsibility that comes with the power of words. Protect your inner garden by letting go of the impulse to share negativity. And instead, let your voice resonate with the harmonious melody of peace and kindness. Fifth, never share the illusion of separateness. The final truth we embrace today is a call to dissolve the illusion of separateness. At the heart of Buddhist wisdom lies the profound understanding that all life is interconnected, woven together like threads in an intricate tapestry. To view oneself as isolated is to be blind to the beautiful truth that we are all one. When you share the belief in separateness, you erect invisible barriers that isolate your heart from the world. This illusion fuels divisions, conflicts, and the endless cycle of suffering. It whispers that, I am alone, and, you are not me, obscuring the reality of our shared existence. Imagine a single droplet of water in the vast ocean. Though it may seem distinct, it is inseparable from the ocean's infinite expanse. In the same way, every one of us is an integral part of a boundless, interconnected whole. The Buddha taught that by dissolving the illusion of separateness, we awaken to a deeper, more compassionate way of living, one where the happiness of others is as essential as our own. When you choose not to share this illusion of isolation, you honor the universal truth of interdependence. You become a beacon of unity and love, radiating warmth and compassion to every corner of the world. In your quiet heart, you will find that the divisions we create are but shadows, easily dispelled by the light of awareness. Envision a community of souls, each one a vibrant note in the symphony of existence. By keeping the illusion of separateness to yourself, you allow the music of unity to play unimpeded, a melody that transcends differences and celebrates the profound interconnectedness of all beings. In this sacred space of oneness, true inner happiness is born. You come to realize that you are never truly alone. You are always embraced by the loving energy of the universe. Let this awareness guide you, and allow the truth of our interconnected nature to fill your heart with immeasurable peace. Dear friends, today we have journeyed through 5 sacred truths, guidelines gifted by Buddhist wisdom to help you nurture a life of peace and inner happiness. Remember these 5 things you should never share. Never let your anger escape and scorch the fields of your soul. Never release your attachments that bind you to fleeting desires. Never project your ego, for it obscures the radiant truth of unity. Never allow harmful speech to sow discord in your inner garden, and never cling to the illusion of separateness, which divides the heart. In holding these truths close, you create a sanctuary within, a sacred space where compassion, clarity, and joy can thrive. This is not a call to isolation, but an invitation to cultivate a deep, abiding connection with your inner self and with all beings. As you walk your path, may you always remember that true peace is a quiet flame that burns from within. Nurture it with mindfulness, let it grow with loving kindness, and watch as it illuminates every step you take. When challenges arise, return to this inner sanctuary, and let the timeless wisdom of the Buddha guide you back to serenity. Thank you for joining me on this reflective journey. If these teachings have touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel so that we may continue to spread the light of compassion and understanding to all corners of the world. May your days be filled with gentle grace, and may your heart forever remain a sanctuary of inner peace. Until we meet again, walk gently upon the earth, nurture the light within, and let the wisdom of these truths guide you always, and may peace be with you, now and forever. First, embrace impermanence. The first teaching reminds us that all things change. This is the law of impermanence. Like the gentle passage of seasons, our thoughts, emotions, and worries too are transient. They arise and fade away, just as dew evaporates under the morning sun. Imagine each thought as a cloud passing across the sky. Do not cling to its shape or drama, for even the stormiest cloud will give way to blue. Embracing impermanence helps us relinquish the urge to overanalyze, knowing that nothing is fixed. In the constant flow of life, find solace in knowing that this moment, right now, is unique and fleeting. Remember, dear one, that by accepting change, we learn to appreciate the beauty of each moment, rather than being trapped by the shadows of the past or the anxieties of the future. Second, practice non-attachment. Our second teaching is the art of non-attachment. We tend to cling to our thoughts, our identities, and our imagined stories, yet, these are but passing waves on the vast ocean of consciousness. Non-attachment does not mean indifference, it is a liberating act of letting go. It is like releasing a bird from your hand and watching it soar free into the open sky. When we release our grip on our thoughts, we create space for calm, creativity, and genuine connection with life. Allow yourself the freedom to let go of that incessant inner dialogue. Recognize that you are not your thoughts. Instead, you are the silent witness, always present, serene, and untouched by the storm. Third, cultivate mindfulness. Third, we learn to cultivate mindfulness, the gentle art of returning to the present. Mindfulness is the practice of noticing each breath, each sensation, each thought without judgment. It is like a candle in the dark, a steady light that guides us back to the here and now. When you find your mind wandering, simply bring your attention back to your breath. Observe the cool air as it enters and the warmth as it exits. In this simple act, you are nurturing a space where overthinking dissolves and peace blooms. Mindfulness teaches us that the present moment is all we truly have. By anchoring ourselves in now, we liberate our hearts from the burdens of regret and worry, welcoming a radiant sense of clarity and calm. Fourth, develop compassion for yourself. The fourth teaching invites us to develop compassion for ourselves. Often, in our struggle with overthinking, we become our own harshest critics. But just as we would cradle a wounded bird with tender care, so too must we nurture our inner self with kindness. When the storm of self-doubt or harsh judgment arises, pause and embrace yourself as you would a dear friend. Notice the gentle, vulnerable heart behind the thoughts. This is the essence of self-compassion, a loving recognition of our shared humanity. Imperfections and all, By offering ourselves forgiveness and care, we pave the way for true healing. Compassion dissolves the rigidity of our overthinking and opens the heart to genuine peace and possibility. 5th, embrace the middle way. The Buddha taught the middle way, a path of balance, free from the extremes of indulgence and self-denial. In our battle against overthinking, we often swing between the poles of anxious striving and lethargic resignation. The middle way invites us to walk a balanced path, where we honor our feelings without becoming overwhelmed by them. Picture yourself walking along a narrow path, steady, grounded, and aware. Each step is a gentle reminder that life is not about clinging to one extreme or another. It is about living with openness and balance, cultivating wisdom as you navigate life's myriad twists and turns. Embracing the middle way, we learn to hold space for both joy and sorrow, activity and rest, without over-identifying with either. In this balance, the restless mind finds its calm. 6th, understand the nature of suffering. The 6th teaching is to understand the nature of suffering, dukkha. Suffering arises from our clinging, our over-analysis, and our resistance to what is. Like ripples spreading across water, suffering expands from a single moment of discontent into a web of thought and emotion. By gently observing the nature of your suffering, you come to see its roots. It is not the suffering itself that defines you, but the story you weave around it. Each thought of despair, every anxious moment, is an invitation to learn more about the impermanent, interdependent nature of existence. Realize that suffering, like all phenomena, is transient. Through insight and mindful awareness, you can soften the grip of pain, recognize its cause, and gently let it go, freeing your heart from the endless cycle of overthinking. 7th, practice loving kindness and interconnectedness. Finally, the 7th teaching is to practice loving kindness, metta, and recognize our interconnectedness, or interbeing. When we open our hearts to love, we dissolve the barriers between self and others. Each smile, each act of kindness, is a ripple in the vast ocean of life. Loving kindness teaches us that our well-being is intimately bound with the well-being of all beings. As you practice mindfulness, extend that gentle, nurturing energy to yourself, to your loved ones, and even to those who challenge you. In embracing interbeing, you learn that no one is isolated. Our joys and sorrows are interwoven like threads in a beautiful tapestry. When you let go of the illusion of separateness, the overactive mind begins to quiet. Compassion fills the void, and the world around you transforms. Every act of loving kindness is a seed that blossoms into a garden of inner peace and collective healing. How to integrating the teachings into daily life. Dear friend, these 7 Buddhist teachings, embracing impermanence, practicing non-attachment, cultivating mindfulness, developing self-compassion, walking the middle way, understanding the nature of suffering, and practicing loving kindness, are not distant ideals but practical guides for everyday life. When you awaken each morning, let your breath be your reminder of life's precious fragility. When the mind begins to wander into the realms of overthinking, gently return it to the rhythm of your breathing. In moments of pain or joy, extend compassion inward and outward. In every interaction, let your heart be open to the truth of interbeing. As you integrate these teachings into your daily life, you will notice the subtle transformation of your inner landscape. The constant chatter of overthinking will gradually subside, replaced by the gentle hum of mindfulness and compassion. You will find that peace is not a distant goal but a blossoming presence within you. Here and now, remember, this journey is a gradual unfolding, a quiet revolution in the heart. Each breath is a step along the path. Each moment of awareness is a victory over the clamor of the mind. Let the wisdom of these teachings guide you, and may you discover the profound peace that resides at the center of your being. Thank you for joining me on this journey. May these 7 Buddhist teachings illuminate your path, help you to stop overthinking, and guide you to find deep and lasting inner peace. Until next time, breathe gently, love deeply, and live mindfully. Chapter 1. The Storm Within. Each of us carries a storm inside, a raging sea of emotions that can overwhelm our hearts and minds. Anger, fear, sorrow, and joy rise and fall like tempestuous waves. In every encounter, a spark may ignite a wildfire of reaction. Yet, Buddhism teaches us a paradox: in not reacting, we may find the greatest strength. Imagine a mind that stands as a quiet mountain amid the swirling mists, a mind that, like the ancient Bodhi tree, remains steadfast even as winds of passion and pain gust around it. This mind understands that every emotion, though powerful, is transient, a visitor in the vast expanse of our inner being. Do you feel the tremor of your anger? Do you sense the prick of hurt when words cut deep? In the quiet silence of mindfulness, these feelings reveal themselves not as enemies, but as delicate messengers, each with a lesson for the soul. Chapter 2. The Tale of the Unmoved Sage. Why do you sit so still while the world burns? Your silence is a betrayal of the pain around us. Once, a troubled traveler, consumed by the heat of his passions, sought to challenge a wise sage. His voice cracked with fury and despair, seeking validation for his suffering. Yet the sage, embodied in the stillness of the Bodhi tree, only smiled gently. My dear friend, if you offer me your fire, I shall not take it, for the flame you carry burns within you, and to accept it is to embrace your own suffering. In that simple, unassuming reply, the sage revealed the secret. The gift of your anger remains yours to bear. By not reacting, you are not feeding the flame, but allowing it to burn out on its own. This is the power of non-reaction, a choice to step back and see the tempest for what it truly is, a fleeting shadow passing through the light. This ancient parable reminds us that every reaction is a choice, a moment where we decide whether to be consumed by the fire or to let it flicker and fade away. Chapter 3. The Art of Not Reacting. What does it mean to not react? It is not denial, nor is it suppression of emotions. Rather, it is an art, a soulful dance of awareness where you meet every feeling with gentle curiosity. In Buddhism, this practice is known as mindfulness, a path to understanding the transient nature of our emotional waves. When a harsh word pricks your heart, pause. Become the silent witness to the rising tide of emotion. Gaze upon the sensation as one might watch a cloud drifting across the endless sky. Know that just as the clouds vanish, so too will this emotion. In the still space between stimulus and response lies your freedom. In that moment, you can choose not to be swept away by the current, but rather to flow gracefully, like water, around obstacles. Buddha taught that all feelings are like delicate ripples on the vast surface of your mind. They arise, they shimmer, and then, quietly, they dissolve into the expanse of awareness. By not clinging to these ripples, by not fanning them with reaction, you allow the stillness beneath to emerge. This is the heart of wisdom. To control your emotions is to master the art of not reacting. It is to understand that the mind is not a battleground of opposing forces but a sanctuary of infinite space. In this sanctuary, each emotion, whether joy or sorrow, is honored as a teacher. They are not foes to vanquish but messengers to understand, leading you deeper into the mystery of your own heart. Chapter 4. Practical Steps to a Mindful Life. How can you bring this ancient wisdom into the pulse of your daily life? The path is both simple and profound. Let us explore practical steps, a series of gentle invitations, to embrace the power of not reacting. Step 1. Cultivate the pause. Every moment is an invitation to pause. When you feel the spark of a strong emotion, take a breath. In that breath lies a world of possibility. Notice the sensation in your body, the tightening in your chest, the quickening of your pulse. Acknowledge these sensations without judgment. Let them be, like ripples on a pond, acknowledged and then allowed to settle. With each pause, you reclaim a piece of your inner space. You create a sanctuary where judgment fades, and pure awareness shines forth. Step 2. Observe with compassion. Turn your gaze inward with a heart full of compassion. Imagine that each emotion is like a delicate flower, each one unique, fragile, and beautiful in its impermanence. Do not try to force it away, rather, gently observe it. Ask yourself, what message does this emotion hold? What need is trying to speak through this feeling? When you offer compassion to your inner self, you cultivate a garden of love that nurtures your soul. This gentle self-inquiry transforms reaction into understanding. Step 3. Embrace impermanence. Remember the eternal truth that everything is transient. Just as the seasons change, so do your emotions. Each feeling is a momentary visitor in the vast landscape of your mind. When you face disappointment or anger, Remind yourself, this too shall pass. Embracing impermanence frees you from the chains of clinging and fear. In the soft unfolding of dusk, find the wisdom of letting go. In the gentle passing of time, learn that your emotions are not your identity, they are the ebb and flow of life itself. Step 4. Practice mindful reflection. At the close of each day, set aside a few moments for mindful reflection. Sit in a quiet space, close your eyes, and review the tapestry of your experiences. Notice the moments when you reacted impulsively and the moments when you embraced the pause. Reflect on what each moment taught you about your inner nature and your capacity for calm. In these moments of reflection, you weave together the strands of wisdom and experience, crafting a resilient inner fabric that supports you through life's unpredictable storms. Step 5. Engage in daily meditation. Integrate meditation into your daily routine, even if only for a few minutes. Let the practice be a sacred ritual, a time when you return to the sanctuary of your breath and mind. With regular practice, you will find that the ability to remain non-reactive blossoms naturally in every situation. Through meditation, the heart learns to listen, and the mind learns to rest. In this sacred stillness, you rediscover the boundless reservoir of peace within. Chapter 5. Transforming life through mindful non-reactivity. When you master the art of not reacting, you do not simply control your emotions, you transform your very life. Every moment becomes an opportunity to awaken to the beauty of your inner landscape. You begin to see that the power of non-reactivity is not about suppressing what you feel, but about nurturing the space between stimulus and response. In that space lies freedom, creativity, and the possibility for true connection. Imagine walking through life as though you were gliding on a gentle current. Each wave of emotion acknowledged, understood, and gently released. Imagine relationships deepened by the clarity of presence, where conflicts dissolve into conversations and every challenge becomes a chance to grow. This is the promise of Buddhist wisdom, a journey from fragmentation to wholeness, from reactivity to radiant calm. In the sacred practice of mindfulness, we find not only a refuge from the storms but also the courage to live fully, to love deeply, and to respond to life with wisdom and compassion. Each breath you take is a poem, each pause a meditation on the fleeting miracle of life. Do not fear the rising tides of emotion, instead, learn to surf them with the grace of a seasoned sailor who trusts the rhythm of the ocean. A call to inner freedom. The power of not reacting is yours to embrace, a gift of inner freedom that liberates you from the endless cycle of clinging and aversion. Let this wisdom guide you in every moment, reminding you that you are not defined by the tumult of your emotions but by the quiet, resilient strength of your mindful heart. As you move forward in your journey, may you find the courage to meet each day with equanimity, the wisdom to let go of that which does not serve you, and the compassion to honor every emotion as a sacred teacher. If you have ever felt overwhelmed by the storms within, know that there is a path of mindfulness, a path of non-reaction, a path of awakening. Take a deep breath, step into the silence, and discover the infinite reservoir of peace that lies within you. Thank you for joining me on this reflective journey into the heart of Buddhist wisdom. If you found this message meaningful, please subscribe and share your own experiences of mindful living in the comments below. Like this video to help spread the message of inner freedom. And remember, each breath is a step towards a calmer, more compassionate life. Until next time, may your heart be light, your mind be serene, and your spirit be free. Stay mindful, stay kind, and above all, keep shining your unique light into the world.
Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and share this video. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our videos and much more. Click on the screen to watch another thrilling video. Thank you for joining us. See you in the next one. Take care.